Deputy President. If you go to B, have been substantiated, the Senate shall, after according the President an opportunity to be heard, vote on the impeachment charges. Mheshimiwa Speaker, we are aware that this Honorable Senate made a decision to hear the charges in plenary, so that what we are doing in these proceedings, I would suggest and submit we are proceeding under sabbatical 6B, and under sabbatical 6B, this House, by the Constitution, is obligated to accord the Deputy President an opportunity to be heard, which is why Rule 11 of the standing orders of this House specifically provides, Rule 11, where the 145 says, if the special committee reports that the particulars of any allegation against the President, of course it applies for the Deputy President. If you go to B, have been substantiated, the Senate shall, after according the President an opportunity to be heard, vote on the impeachment charges. Mheshimiwa Speaker, we are aware that this Honorable Senate made a decision to hear the charges in plenary, so that what we are doing in these proceedings, I would suggest and submit we are proceeding under sabbatical 6B, and under sabbatical 6B, this House, by the Constitution, is obligated to accord the Deputy President an opportunity to be heard, which is why Rule 11 of the standing orders of this House specifically provides, Rule 11, where the National Assembly or the President chooses not to appear, and I would like to submit that the Deputy President has not chosen not to appear. The choice of the language chooses to appear in Standing Order number 11 is to be read with the Constitution Article 145, Sabbatical 6, which obligates this Honorable Senate to accord the Deputy President an opportunity to be heard. So I do leave the matter in your hands, Mr. Mheshimiwa Speaker and Honorable Senators. I would suggest Article 145, the sabbatical, I've read sabbatical 6B, doesn't have a time limit of 10 days. Give the Deputy President, in the interest of justice, given the weight of removing a Deputy President from office, give him a couple of days. I thank you.
So if I get you correctly, Senior Counsel Paul Muite, it is your application to the Senate that your client be given a couple of days. Now, a couple of days doesn't mean much.
That is the application. What I had in mind, I would add the word humbly requests Mheshimiwa Speaker and this Honorable House, the Senate, a couple of days I had in mind up to Tuesday. We should be able to know when the Deputy President is able to come and defend himself. I thank you.
Counsel for the National Assembly.
Mr. Speaker, sir, permit me to start by registering our greatest sympathies and empathies and from the team, the National Assembly. Of course, issues to do with health are issues that are beyond our control. Mr. Speaker, sir, that said, we also would want to be cognizant of the fact that we are dealing with a constitutional moment. We are dealing with an item whose timelines are prescribed within our Constitution. Mr. Speaker, sir, contrary to what learned senior counsel, Mr. Paul Muite, would want to persuade this House to believe, the proceedings before this House have not been the subject or have not been transacted pursuant to Article 145(6). Mr. Speaker, sir, on the 9th of October this year, this House did sit, did pass a resolution pursuant to the provisions of Article 145(3). Mr. Speaker, sir, pursuant to that resolution, there was a Gazette notice which very clearly indicates that this House was not going to determine that the matter at hand from a committee perspective, but that the whole House would then be determining the matter. It then follows, Mr. Speaker, sir, that the provisions of Article 145(6) would not be applicable. Mr. Speaker, sir, in the same Gazette notice, you did gazette the 16th and 17th of October to be the days assigned for the hearing and determination of the motion that is before you. That said, Mr. Speaker, sir, we appreciate the place of fair hearing and an opportunity to be accorded the chance and the facilities to be able to defend one's self in a motion such as this. Mr. Speaker, I would want to add that the opportunity to be heard does not have to be oral. The rules of this House permit that parties appearing could elect to be represented, they could elect to come in person, they could file documents. Mr. Speaker, sir, His Excellency the Deputy President has participated robustly in the proceedings both before the National Assembly, where they filed a very, very detailed replying affidavit and a response. Mr. Speaker, sir, if my memory serves me right, let me just make a quick reference. Before the National Assembly, His Excellency the President did file a response dated the 8th of October 2024. When the proceedings before this House began, His Excellency the President, the Deputy President again filed a very robust response dated the 12th of October 2024. Mr. Speaker, sir, up to this point in time, His Excellency the Deputy President, together with his team, have had a beautiful opportunity to present their case. They have had an opportunity